Luke 22. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only, and he's an extremely jealous El. He's so jealous that he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. Yah is short for YahWeh, YahWeh, Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh. It's like saying Dan, Daniel, Daniel with an E. What is the difference? And does matters when people say that Phil, Bob, Sam, and Aaron are the same name, but no, they're not, and no one in their right mind would ever believe that. And only a fool would believe that a hammer could force its creator to do anything, and there was no letter J in the Hebrew, Greek, or Aramaic text because the letter J is about 600 years old, while the son of Elohim, Yehoshua, died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity over 2,000 years ago. In a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Yehoshua is Joshua, and I strongly believe that the son of Elohim's name, Yehoshua, means Yahweh is salvation. 22. And the festival of Matzot, Matzot, it says A. 22a, it's unleavened bread. The festival of unleavened bread. And of course, pizza is Passover. It's going to say that down there because it already says. I'm looking at 22a and it says unleavened bread, and immediately it says 22b Passover. So I'm only assuming, yeah, right there, Passover, pizza. It also says it right there too. Okay, and the festival of Matzot drew near, which is called Pisa, Passover, P-E with a half a check mark, S-A-H with a dot. And the chief priests and the scribes were seeking how to kill him, for they feared the people. And Satan entered into Yehuda, who was called man from Querioth, Qerioth, who was numbered among the 12. And he went and spoke with the chief priests and captains, how he might deliver him up to them. And they were glad and agreed to give him silver, and he promised, and was seeking an occasion to deliver him up to them away from the crowd. And the day of unleavened bread came, when the Passover had to be slaughtered. And he sent Kepha and Yohanan, saying, Go and prepare the Pisa for us to eat. And they said to him, Where do you wish us to prepare? And he said to them, See, as you enter into the city, a man shall meet you carrying a jar of water. Follow him into the house he enters, and you shall say to the master of the house, The teacher says to you, Where is the guest room where I might eat the pisa with my taught ones? And he shall show you a large furnished upper room. Prepare it there. And going, they found it as he had said to them. And they prepared the pisa. And when the hour had come, he sat down, and the 12 emissaries, emissaries, with him. Emissaries, taught ones. You don't really see them get called. What does the Christian Bible call them? It calls them, can't remember what it is. I haven't read it in so long, I just don't care. Anyways. And he said to them, With desire, I have desired to eat this pisa with you before my suffering. For I say to you, I shall certainly not eat of it again until it is filled in the reign of Elohim. And taking the cup, giving thanks, he said, Take this and divide it among yourselves. For I say to you, I shall certainly not drink of the fruit of the vine until the reign of Elohim comes. And taking bread, giving thanks, he broke it and gave it to them, saying, This is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. This isn't actually his body. You are not eating flesh. You are eating a piece of bread. Okay? Don't take it out of context. It says, do this in remembrance of me. Likewise, the cup also, after supper, saying, This cup is the renewed covenant in my blood, which is shed for you. And the reason why it's called a renewed covenant is because the only thing that changed from the old covenant to the new covenant, which there isn't an old and there isn't a new, it's a renewed. It's the same one, just changed a little bit. And the only thing that changed was the sacrifices. You no longer have to give animal sacrifices because Yehoshua became that sacrifice. So that's why it's a renewed covenant. And not just saying it's a new covenant. Completely changes the words. Excuse me. Likewise, the cup also after supper, saying, This cup is the renewed covenant in my blood, which is shed for you. But see, the hand of him delivering me up is with me on the table. For indeed the son of Adam goes as it has been decreed, but woe to that man by whom he is delivered up. And they began to ask among themselves which of them it could be who was about to do this. And there also took place a dispute among them as to which of them seemed to be greater. And he said to them, The sovereigns of the nations rule over them, and those who control them are called workers of good. But not so with you. Excuse me. But not so with you, but let him who is greatest among you be as the youngest, and the leader as one who serves. For who is greater, the one who sits at the table or the one who serves? Is it not the one who sits at the table? But I am in your midst as the one who serves. Capital O and 1. But you are those who have remained with me in my trials, and I covenant for you, as my Father covenanted for me a reign, to eat and drink at my table in my reign, and to sit on thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And the master said, Shimon, Shimon, Shim', see, Satan has asked for you to sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for you that your belief should not fail, and when you have turned, strengthen your brothers. And he said to him, Master, I am prepared to go with you both to prison and to death. And he said, I say to you, Kepha, the cock shall not crow at all today until you have denied me 3 times that you know me. And he said to them, When I sent you without purse and bag and sandals, did you lack any? And they said, Not at all. And he said to them, But now let him who has a purse take it, likewise also a bag, and let him who has no sword sell his garment and buy one. For I say to you that what has been written has yet to be accomplished in me. And he was reckoned with lawless ones. Isaiah 53:12. For that which refers to me has an end too. And they said, Master, look, there are 2 swords. But he said to them, That is enough. And coming out, he went to the Mount of Olives according to usage, and his taught ones also followed him. And coming to the place, he said to them, Pray that you do not enter into trial. And he withdrew from them about a stone's throw, and falling on his knees, he was praying, saying, Father, if it be your counsel, remove this cup from me. Yet not my desire, but let yours be done. Excuse me. And there appeared a messenger from heaven to him, strengthening him, and being in agony, he was praying more earnestly, and his sweat became like great drops of blood falling down to the ground. Not saying they were drops of blood falling to the ground, just saying it was sweat, like great drops of blood falling to the ground. And rising up from prayer and coming to his taught ones, he found them sleeping from grief. And he said to them, Why do you sleep? Rise and pray, lest you enter into trial. And while he was still speaking, see, a crowd, and he was called Yehuda, one of the 12, was going before them and came near to Yehoshua to kiss him. And Yehoshua said to him, Yehuda, do you deliver up the son of Adam with a kiss? And those around him, seeing what was about to take place, said to him, Master, shall we strike with the sword? And one of them struck the servant of the high priest and cut off his right ear. And Yehoshua answering said, Allow it this far. And touching his ear, he healed him. And Yehoshua said to those who had come against him, the chief priests and captains of the set apart place, and the elders, have you come out as against a robber with swords and clubs? While I was with you daily in the set apart place, you did not lay hands on me, but this is your hour and the authority of darkness. And having seized him, they led him and brought him to the house of the high priests. Of the high priest, and Kepha was following at a distance. And when they had lit a fire on the midst of the country yard and sat down together, Kepha sat among them. And a certain servant girl, seeing him as he sat by the fire, looked intently at him and said, And this one was with him. But he denied him, saying, Woman, I do not know him. And after a little while another saw him and said, You are one of them too. But Kepha said, Man, I am not. And about an hour later another insisted, saying, Truly this one was with him too, for he is a Galilean too. Galilean too. But Kepha said, Man, I do not know what you are saying. And immediately while he was still speaking, a cock crowed, and the master turned and looked at Kepha, and Kepha remembered the word of the master, how he had said to him, Before a cock crows you shall deny me 3 times. And Kepha went out and wept bitterly. And the men who were holding Yehoshua were mocking him, beating him, and having blindfolded him, they were striking him on the face and were asking him, saying, Prophesy, who is it that struck you? Remember when he said, Do not try YahWeh? Well, this would be the same thing, trying him, so he's not going to answer. And they said to him much more, blaspheming. And when it became day, the elders of the people, both chief priests and scribes, came together, and they led him into their council, saying, If you are the Messiah, say it to us. And he said to them, If I say to you, you would not believe it at all. And if I asked you, you would not answer me at all. From now on, the son of Adam shall sit on the right hand of the power of Elohim. And they all said, Are you then the son of Elohim? And he said to them, You say that I am. And they said, Why do we need further witness? For we heard it ourselves from his mouth. He said, You say that I am. Not I am. He said, You say that I am. But they're like, You know what? That's enough proof. We don't need anything else. I mean, he is. But I said it, not him. That was a good one.